evening, y'all. As you can see, I am not in a tree stand this evening. I am sitting in my house, and figured I'd take this opportunity just to give you guys a quick update on how my season's gone. Haven't had a lot of really exciting encounters to bring you, unfortunately, but I just want to kind of give you a quick rundown of my season. To say that it started out on kind of a bad note would be an understatement, I think. Opening morning, all pumped up, ready to go. It was late September. We actually had some moderately cool temperatures for the time, at least for down here in Texas. Walked into the stand, and literally as I hung my bow up and was getting ready to step into my tree, or my first, climbing stick, pretty much stepped directly onto a big copperhead. So to say that it was a snake bit start to my season, I think is putting it correctly there. But fortunately, I was wearing snake boots. I had my lacrosses on, and that kept me safe, obviously. But that was kind of the start to my season. So I dispatched the snake, took care of it, and went about my business trying to do a little bit of hunting. But really just, have ran into nothing but does and small bucks since then. So, I had a few encounters in October that were, pretty decent. Like I said, a lot of young bucks, a lot of does. He was able to just kind of battle through a lot of the heat that we were experiencing. It was very, very hot during most of October here in Texas, and was battling mosquitoes and battling just the overall heat and sweat and misery of sitting in a tree stand in full, scent lock camo in the heat, and just trying to see a deer. So I saw some good bucks occasionally. I had two really good encounters with some great deer that I absolutely would have shot if I got the opportunity. And as luck would have it, I either had other deer in the area that were watching, my direction to where I couldn't really, move. They had me pinned down, or the deer circled around in weird directions. But the two biggest bucks that I've seen so far this year, I got zero footage of, nothing on camera whatsoever. I just got to see them go cruising through, and wish that I was just hunting instead of filming and hunting. But, that's the struggle of self-filming. If you're out there trying to capture all this on film yourself, it's going to be a struggle. There's going to be those moments where you miss an opportunity because you're trying to get the camera and your bow set up, and that's just part of life. So, had those encounters with those bucks. I was chasing a couple of really good deer on this one property. In particular, was a deer that I call Coach Whip. Here's a shed actually from a couple of years ago, so you can imagine this is what he looked like a couple of years ago. He was much better here now, and fortunately for my buddy and unfortunately for me, this deer got shot by one of the other guys on the property, and so he is no longer around. I will no longer be chasing Coach Whip, but have another deer on the property that I call Banana Split, and he's definitely a deer that I'd love to get a crack at if I can. So hopefully he's still on the property. There's a couple other shooters as well that I'll be keeping an eye out for. Other than that, it's mid-November. Cooler temperatures are finally here. It's in the 30s outside, and there's a howling wind. It's about 20 to 25 miles per hour right now, so I'm glad that I'm not in that, but looking forward to this weekend. I'll be able to get out again and try and chase down one of these deer and see if I can't get lucky. So if you're like me and you're still chasing, looking to fill your tags, good luck with the rest of the fall here, and as we get into winter and the late season, wish you guys the best of luck, and as always, bow hunt or die.
Well, good afternoon. I just got set up in the stand, and suddenly Texas decided to be hot again. It's about 70 degrees, and the wind's blowing pretty hard out of the kind of the southwest, so I'm not really optimistic about this hunt, but, can't kill them from the couch while I'm watching football, so time to get out, see what happens. So. just drilled that doe. And I'm like 90% sure I heard her crash right up the hill, so she just took off almost straight back and looked good. That's exactly what I needed to get my season back on track. So, backstraps in the freezer, baby. That's what I wanted. Bow hunt or die. I've got so much time left too. I'm gonna knock another arrow just in case, but I'll probably give her a little bit of time anyway. Hunt for a while and then go see if I can maybe find her right before dark, unless I'm seeing some more animals come out, maybe some bigger bucks. But whew, yes, pumped.
Well, all right, guys, here she is. I am officially on the board for 2018 and got this beautiful doe tonight. She gave me just an excellent, 22, 23 yard shot, and I put the Spitfire XXX just exactly where it needed to go. So she made it maybe 50 yards or so with just, an incredible blood trail. So pretty easy to follow, nice easy recovery, and I've got backstraps in the freezer now. So, I'm a happy hunter, and while I certainly wish I would have, gotten a big buck tonight, but that's just how it goes. I'll take the opportunities that I'm given and, try and chase after a buck tomorrow. And I've got a couple of days to hunt after that too. So I'm definitely optimistic, and, this might be exactly what I needed to just kind of get me on the board, get my confidence back up a little bit, and, we'll see what the rest of the season holds. So if you're out there still chasing deer, guys, good luck, and bow hunt or die. Well, good morning, guys. Getting all my gear together right now, but wanted to film this opening interview this morning before I head to the stand. I'm going back to the same place that I had a really, really good encounter with a big 8, a big, really wide, not very tall 8, but he's heavy, and then he's got a little dagger coming off of one of his bases right by his brow tine. So he's actually a 9, but just on a kind of a mainframe 8. Beautiful deer. Came in last night. I mean, he would have been absolutely perfect. Just didn't quite have enough camera light, so pretty frustrating to say the least. When we get a deer like that in where you want him to be, and I could have shot him 100 times. I mean, I could see my pen, everything was great, except for the fact that the camera light would have sucked, so you guys wouldn't have been able to see it very well. And I'd rather wait and hopefully go after him this morning. I have a feeling he's going to come right back through there, just probably from the opposite direction, coming back to where he started. So. That's the plan. We're going to go after him pretty hard this morning, and I didn't want to film an interview when I got to the stand, because I'm going to try and sneak in there, be as quiet as I can, because I don't know how far away he went after dark, and he may have bedded down very, very close, to that area.
Yes! Yes! That was awesome. That deer kind of snuck up on me. I didn't even know he was here until he was right up on me. And he just started feeding out. Maybe, I don't know, 25 yards out. And gave me a nice, just kind of barely quartering away shot. And I think I stuck him pretty darn good. I didn't get past there or anything by any means, but I saw him run off, and I've got this big cedar tree right here, and I can't really see through it. But I think I may have heard him crash over there, so I think I hit him good, so. Yes! Bow hunt or die. Whew, that's what it's all about right there, guys. I'm shaking.
Alright, so just got the arrow, and blood looks really good. I definitely got, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches of penetration, and there looks like there's some bubbles in it, so that's always a good sign. So I'm on the edge of kind of an open area, and I'm going to maybe follow this blood a little bit over to the tree line and just see what I see over there. If it doesn't look good, or if I'm not finding any good blood, I might just back out, but I'm feeling pretty good about this shot after this arrow, and just kind of reviewing the footage. Well, guys, I just went into the start of this brush here. You can see right behind me there, that is the opening that I was just in where I found my arrow, and I was following blood and just kind of did a little bit of video on some blood spots, and I look up and boom, there he is, like 40 yards ahead of me. So buck on the ground for 2018. Yes, I am so stoked right now, I can't even believe it. So I'm gonna turn this camera around real quick, and let's go and get him. Well, guys, as you can see, got my buck recovered, and I am one very, very happy hunter this morning. Got this deer at about 24 yards, and I was able to put the arrow right where it needed to be. Thought it was maybe a little bit back, but after reviewing the footage, he was quartering away slightly. So that arrow just drove right into the backside of his vitals, which is definitely where it needs to go. So nice, easy recovery on this deer. He maybe went 120 yards from the place of impact. So anytime I got a nice, good recovery, that's always a positive. And I didn't really know what to expect from this hunt, to be honest with you. After that boar came in this morning, he actually ran off a couple of deer that were about to come in. Went ahead and put an arrow in him just to get him off the place, but didn't have much hope after that. So sat there, went ahead and knocked another arrow, and about an hour later this guy came walking in, and like I said, gave me just an absolute chip shot at about 24 yards. So very pleased. Can't describe how this feels in words, to be honest with you. But guys, if you're out there still chasing bucks, there's plenty of time left. Always got the late season, which is a great time to start hitting those food sources. So good luck if you're still out there chasing them. And as always,
from northern Minnesota. Figured I'd give you guys a quick update on my season so far. I got such a late start this year, it seems like it's been just a blur. With bear season early, I only got in 2 hunts for whitetail before November, and our November's been cold. We already have ice on the lake, snow on the ground, we've had temperatures in the single digits. So it seems like December more than November. But I've been seeing deer. I've had good luck getting on deer. They've just been young bucks for the most part. Even my cameras haven't really showed my shooters like they usually do. I've been able to utilize my fat tire bike to get to and from some of my stands, which is really nice, quick and quiet. And I have, even though I got a late start, spent some time on stands, so it's been nice to get out, enjoy, see the sights. Unfortunately, it just seems like the rut is kicking in full time right now, and I leave tomorrow for the Wisconsin rifle season. So by the time I get back from that, the rut will be over, and I'll actually be transitioning to that city hunt. I can shoot up to 4 does in that city hunt, and also my regular tag if I don't use it here. So that's either 5 does or a buck and 4 does. So I've never really been able to fill the freezer like that up here before. So I'm excited to do that. It's going to be a different hunt. I'm used to just walking out my back door, so packing up and driving to my hunting location is going to be different for me. There'll be a little learning curve, I'm sure, but I'm excited for the rest of the season. But I'm also a little sad that my hunt right here is pretty much over, other than this morning, so if I don't get anything this morning, the next time you see me, I'll be starting the city hunt and trying to pile up some does for you. We'll see you then. Bowhunt or die.
From Texas to northern Minnesota, I mean, it's kind of interesting watching these 2 different hunts and they're 2 different styles, right? It's just completely different, but man, Justin,
Texas seems to have a lot more deer.
and like you, and that's a fact. If anything, Mike, you probably need to start calling Tyler and working something out.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, I'm feeling bad for Mike. But listen, I mean, gosh, Tyler every year puts the time and puts the effort in, sees deer. Gosh, he does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, he sees a ton of deer down there, a lot of good bucks. I know a lot of the deer that he was chasing were getting shot by guys that he hunts with or neighbors, and that can be a little disheartening at times, but, you know, he stuck in there and was able to, you know, arrow 2 deer, you know, was it in 2 days, I think, you know, really close to one another. Made a perfect shot in both of them. Neither one of them ran very far. So, man, you go from this kind of like, I just can't kill a deer kind of phase
but it
to
sounds like the weather
shooting
really
2
was
of them.
hurting him, though. I mean, it really had such
It was very
hot
hot.
weather.
It was very hot. But to be honest with you, it's been very cold here lately, so I'd take a little bit of warm
I
weather.
don't know, I hate hot weather.
Yeah, but right now it's really cold. I mean, I could go for some 70 degrees right now.
Hunting and heat, I'm out.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So congrats to Tyler on a pair of great hunts. As for Mike Fitz, man, he's struggled up there in northern Minnesota, but I know that he's kind of doing the city hunt, you know, where he's at is a special hunt inside of city limits where there's a lot more deer than what he's been seeing way out in the wilderness. He's had some close encounters already, so hopefully he's able to
It's time for
harvest a
Mike
couple
to
deer.
shoot a deer.
Mike, it's
You
time
gotta
for you to
shoot a deer.
You got to shoot a deer. Just shoot something. We don't care what it is or how big it is. Just shoot something for the show. The viewers want to see it. So congratulations to, again, Tyler and Mike on somewhat of a successful season for Tyler anyway. So next up, we're going to jump into this week's trophy photos. So let's take a look at those now. Chad Weaver.
Isaiah Fryman.
Keenan Waugh.
Preston Brewer.
Riley YOUNK.
Tim Brothers.
And Jason Holtz.
Come on, you.
Oh,
I tell you, the trophy photos are getting more and more complicated. Remember, guys, if you want to see yourself right here on an episode of Bowhunt or Die, remember to hashtag your photos Bowhunt or Die or send them directly to us. This is, man, I tell you, they're getting good, Justin. This is getting tough. I mean, we can obviously sit here and critique these photos all day long, but it seems like to me we both agreed that Jason Holtz had one heck of a photo, and as usual, I'm just in a very generous mood. So, Justin, I'm going to let you pick the second winner.
Oh, I get to pick the
Yes,
second
you
winner?
do.
Sweet. Well, I'm going with Isaiah. I just like that photo. It's a great photo. It's a nice buck. He looks like a nice young man. So congratulations, Isaiah and Jason. Make sure you guys email your stuff, your information to info@bowhunting.com. We'll get you those prize packs from our friends over at Pine Ridge Archery sent out to you. That is all we've got for this week's show. Late season is officially here, although it feels like it's been here for a month because it's been so cold, but it is officially late season. I think it's pretty safe
When you
to
hunt
say.
next? Well, come on, let's figure this out. What are we doing? I can't hunt. I got
I'm going to
Craig's
try to
surgery
hunt
tomorrow. I can't hunt.
I'm
What are
going
you
to try
doing?
to hunt tomorrow.
You hunt tomorrow?
I'm going to try to, yeah. It's going to be high pressure, cold temperatures, not too bad wind, sunny. Deer should be moving, so I'm going to try to hunt tomorrow. Tomorrow and Saturday afternoon, those are the only 2 hunts I got for the weekend, so
I'm not hunting this weekend.
fingers crossed. It's muzzleloader season in Illinois, so if you guys are out, make sure you are wearing your orange. If you're in Wisconsin, you're out of luck because it's the doe-only season. You also have to wear orange, but you can only shoot does this weekend. So that's all we've got. We will see you guys next week right here on Bowhunter Dive.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bow hunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and bowhunter die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more. So we're starting this like a regular show. Do they see footage first on this one? What is that?
Isaiah.
Isaiah Fryman?
Oh, Fryman. Fryman.
How do you say this again?
Isaiah.
Isaiah, I got it now. Sorry, Isaiah.
You want me to start?
No. You already got it.
Okay.
Isaiah Fryman.
Fryman.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Isaiah. Isaiah Fryman.
Yeah.